Workday in general. What exactly do you understand by Workday? Okay. So Workday, I'll tell you. So Workday is basically it's a cloud-based ERP. Okay. Now, whoever has attended my demo session, okay, I have explained in detail. I'll just explain you in a very short way. Okay. So when I say that, sorry, when I say that it's a cloud-based, it's a SaaS-based ERP. So that means first we have to understand what exactly is an ERP. Okay, so ERP means that it's an enterprise resource planning. Okay, so this basically means that it is a software through which the companies can manage their core functions. Okay, now every company has to manage certain core functions for them. Okay, so just let me create a document and help you guys. What are the core functions of a company that can exist? Can anybody tell me? I hope my screen is visible, guys. Yes or no?
Yes.
Is screen visible?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
So, what are the core functions of the company? Finance, HR, right?
Marketing,
Yes,
marketing,
market. Yes. Anything else? Analytics.
tech,
Okay.
technical.
IT. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So, with the help of Workday, okay. So, with the help of Workday, which is an ERP, all these core functions are integrated into a single application. Okay. So earlier, companies used to have a different application for each of the function which I have mentioned over here. Okay. Now, with the help of an application called ERP. Now, can anybody tell me what is meant by ERP? What is the full form of ERP, guys?
Enterprise resource planning.
Yes, very good. Okay. So the full form of ERP is enterprise resource planning. Okay. So you have to remember these terms, guys. Okay, when you will be facing interviews, these are very common questions. Okay, so with the help of an ERP, a company can manage all the core functions. Okay, with the help of a single application. So that means it integrates all the core functions into a single application. Okay, now Workday again. Workday is a SaaS based ERP. Okay, when I say SaaS based ERP, so that means Workday works on a subscription based model. Okay, now what is subscription based model? So that means companies can access the application Workday, okay, with the by paying a subscription premium to the vendor. Okay, so that means they don't have to, unlike the traditional ERPs. Now we had earlier, okay, something called the on-premise ERP. Now when I say on-premise ERP, okay, basically, for example, very common example is PeopleSoft. Okay, now when companies used to use this on-premise ERPs. Okay, so then they need to they need to basically incur a lot of cost. Okay, and where is the cost basically involved in? Okay, it basically involves in they need to install the application on the servers. Okay, then they need to maintain the application. Okay, when I say maintain, that means like every software, okay, every software has to needs maintenance. For example, when you purchase a new laptop, okay, and you get a Microsoft license free with it. Okay, but after a certain point of time, you see that you get a message that Microsoft Excel is upgrading, and you need to switch on to the power of your laptop. You don't have to cut the power because your lap I mean the Microsoft itself will be upgrading. So what does that mean? That means Microsoft is upgrading to any of the new features which is being added. Okay. Now ERP is also has to, every ERP which will we use generally has to upgrade it to any of the new feature which is available. Okay. Now in traditional ERPs, which is basically the on premise ERPs, the application or the maintenance of the applications used to take place manually. Okay, so that means they need to, every company, okay, used to spend a money to maintain or to upgrade the application, okay, for which it was little expensive. Okay, I'm talking about the on premise ERPs here. Okay. Now again, or for in order to maintain the on premise ERPs, okay, so there was again then used to have a dedicated data admin team. Okay. So that means this team will be basically involved into maintenance of the application, upgrading the application, taking care of any server upgradation. Okay, so this was basically little expensive to the company, so that's why they have decided to move towards the cloud based ERPs. Okay. Now, when I say cloud based ERPs, in order to access this cloud based ERPs, all they need is internet connectivity and a laptop, a working laptop. Okay, laptop or desktop, or okay, whichever server they're using. Okay, whichever application they're using. So that's it. Okay, so you can see that this is basically the difference. Okay, so the cloud based ERPs, which are basically used in the market, okay, has become more popular, and it has become more widespread because companies can actually save a lot of cost, okay, when comparing with the help of the on premise ERPs. Okay, so that's why more and more companies are moving towards the cloud based ERPs. Okay, now we have various cloud based ERPs in the market. Okay, can anybody tell me a few of the examples of the cloud based ERPs which are there in the market, guys?
Success factor.
Yes, very good. Okay,
Yeah.
success factor. Anybody, anything else which is?
I think Oracle.
Yes,
No.
fusion is there.
Yes, yes, yes. Fusion.
Okay,
I think PeopleSoft is also I mean, cloud based, right?
on premise.
On
Okay,
premise. Okay.
so
Okay.
Oracle Fusion, Cloud Success Factor, these are the main competitors of Workday. Okay, but primarily Workday has gained more popularity right now in the market. Okay, it has an edge over the two. Over the two other cloud-based ERPs which are existing in the market. Okay, so that's why Workday is more in demand. Okay, because more and more companies are actually moving towards Workday application right now. Okay, and when I say Workday is a SaaS based ERP, so that means Workday works on a subscription based model. So that means Workday can be accessed by the companies just by paying a premium. Okay, companies can only pay a premium and they can access the application called Workday, which will be taking care of all the core functions which I have mentioned over here. Okay, did you understand the difference between on premise ERP, cloud based ERP, and what exactly is Workday about?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will now take you through the slides and we will just see what exactly concepts. Okay, we will deal with the further concepts. Now, what is Workday? Workday is a cloud based enterprise management platform. Okay, it focuses on HCM, financials, payroll, and more. So I have just told you. Okay, so these are the various modules. You can see something in the circle over here. Okay, this is basically human capital management. Now Workday also Workday is also called as, I mean, basically it is it is basically known as the human capital management because it contains whatever modules, okay, are mentioned over here. It deals with, it can it integrates all these modules into a single ERP, into a single system. Okay, so these are the various modules which you can see, like recruitment, core HCM, compensation, payroll, benefits, performance, time tracking, time off. Okay, all these modules, okay, can be covered with the help of Workday. Okay, it offers real time data, security, and compliance. Okay, so Workday, with the help of Workday, we can extract reports, guys. Okay, we can extract reports, we can do configuration. Okay, and Workday has a very tight security, okay, which features like mostly on an encrypted model. Okay, so Workday security is also like one of the strongest. Okay, so that is the reason that like most of the companies are actually moving towards Workday, because it has it they don't have to bother much about the security issues. Okay, now we will see how Workday was formed. Okay, Workday was formed in 2005 by Anil Bhusri and Dave Duffield to sell cloud based applications for finance and HR. Okay, so Workday Inc. was basically founded in March 2005 by Anil Bhusri and Dave Duffield. So these two people, Anil Bhusri and Dave Duffield, these two people actually, they are the former founder of the company called PeopleSoft. Okay, I hope everyone has heard of PeopleSoft. Just now I gave you the example. Is it an on-premise ERP or a cloud-based ERP, guys? I just told you right now, right?
On-prem.
On-premise.
Yes. Okay, so the founders of the PeopleSoft are also the founders of Workday. Okay, now in 2005, basically, they formed the company called Workday. Okay, why? Because and they have decided that whatever shortcomings were there, okay, on the on-premise ERPs, okay, so they will come up with the application which will actually overcome the shortcomings of the on-premise ERP. So that is the reason that they have decided to come up with a cloud-based ERP called Workday. Okay. Now in 2006, they launched the first product called the Workday Human Capital Management. Now initially, Workday actually was introduced for the HCM, Human Capital Management module. Okay, so it started off with the HR module, and then later on, the finance and other modules were also integrated. In 2007 to 2008, it was used for HR and payroll. Okay. And in 2011, they introduced the Workday Financial Management. So you can see the difference. Okay. It earlier it launched with the it started its product with a Workday Human Capital Management, which was the HCM module. Then in 2011, they started off with the financial management. Okay, in 2012, basically they went public on the New York Stock Exchange, and from 16 to 20, they introduced the various modules like recruiting, learning, time tracking, expenses, planning, etc. Okay, and from 2020 till present, it continues to evolve with AI and predictive analytics. Okay, Workday is headquartered in a place called California, in a location called the Pleasanton in California. Okay, so this is a brief history about Workday, and we will see how it works. Okay, so basically, work data and objects. So Workday stores data as business objects. Okay, now can anybody tell me what exactly you understand by a business object? Anybody has any idea?
Uh, I mean, main thing, right? It's a business. Object means. Main, main focus.
No, no, no. So basically, see, guys, okay, we know how everyone knows what an Excel sheet is, right? You know that how an Excel sheet looks like. Okay, so when you have to make a table, okay, when you have to store data, how do you use the Excel sheet? You first enter the information in terms of rows, and then you create the respective related information in columns. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now Workday don't work like that. Okay, we don't have rows and columns in Workday. Okay, so how the information is stored then? Okay, so in Workday, information is stored in an object called the business object. Okay, so that means these are the containers which stores data. Okay, for very very common example of a business object which we use in Workday is worker business object. Okay, when I use the term called worker, okay, so that means it contains the data or the information with respect to the employees. Okay, now what can be the information related to employees? It can be any information, like say location, date of joining, okay, then uh,
Leaving, date of leaving.
yes, uh, date of leaving, then date of birth. Okay,
Personal information, yes.
personal information. Okay, more or less I have already mentioned. Yeah, personal information is something which will cover the date of birth also. Okay, any
Yes.
dependent data. Okay,
Email
so
ID. Yeah.
yes, everything. Okay, so all the information will be stored in the object which will be called as the worker. Okay, now the location, when I use the term called location, this also is a business object. Now I will not go in detail about it, because we have a dedicated chapter called reporting, wherein I will be showing you and I'll be explaining you in detail, okay, how each and every business object is related to each other. Okay, this is just for your understanding I'm telling you. Okay, so just try to understand. This is, I'm just trying to explain the overview in this chapter. Okay, the entire details will be covered in the further chapters. Okay, so in Workday, data is basically stored in terms of business object. Okay, and every business object is again related to each other. When I say related to each other, that means your worker business object, okay, is related to location, which can also be a business object. Okay, how it is related to each other, you don't have to bother about it. Okay, so just try to understand the concept here. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is like Workday works on a object oriented model. Okay, I hope, like, I think most of you have heard of it. Okay, how does Workday work? Workday basically works on a object oriented model. So when I say that how it works on an object oriented model, so what I mean is like basically every information in Workday is stored in terms of business objects. Okay, and the one business object can be related to another business object. That is the reason why we use the term that Workday works on a object oriented model. Okay, so this is just one of the example of the business object. There can be like multiple business objects. Okay, even in location itself we can have lot of information, okay, related to their location, like what is the primary location, whether it's their home address or the office address of the employees. Okay, it can have various information. So that means every, what is a business object here, what I'm trying to tell is like every business object will contain information, okay, about the source that is mentioned over here. So that means the worker business object will have the information related to the location, date of joining, date of leaving, whatever information is related to the worker.